Thanks for joining the Loxahatchee River Center today. My name is Sam. I'm one of the environmental educators here. And thanks for joining my Science with Sam lesson today. We are going to learn all about clouds because what's more relaxing than cloud watching? I know it's something I've loved to do ever since I was a little kid, just to lay in the grass and form wonderful pictures in my head out of all of the wonderful clouds that are up. Now, all of the possibilities are endless when you're cloud watching, and we want to encourage you guys now to get outside, stay 6 feet apart, and cloud watch, and create lots of fun images inside your head with you, your family, and your friends. But let's learn about what a cloud is. Clouds are made out of very tiny little droplets of water that are so small they can actually float in the air. Now, these water droplets sometimes form around small dust particles that are floating around up in the sky. So either water or sometimes ice will form around these little particles of dust. Well, where does that water vapor come from? If we recall the water cycle, we know that the water enters into the atmosphere through the process of evaporation. So as water gets heated up, water vapor rises, evaporates from it, and then all of that water vapor collects together inside the atmosphere, condenses, and then forms a cloud. Clouds are white because the water droplets and ice droplets inside of them are so tiny that they actually just reflect light from the sun right back at us. And that's why clouds appear to have no real color. However, if a cloud gets thick enough, it will start to get that dark color because not all of the sun's light is able to shine through it. And that's how we get the dark gray, ominous looking storm clouds that we'll see whenever those thunderstorms start to run through. Now, let's look at a chart of all of the different types of clouds that we have. There are 10 basic clouds to know and a few special cloud types. Let's take a closer look at a few of them. Cirrus clouds are the highest clouds. They are made of ice and are thin, wispy clouds blown in high winds. Cirrus clouds usually predict fair to pleasant weather. The temperature where they form is about 36 degrees below freezing, which is why they're made up of tiny ice crystals and not water droplets. Altocumulus clouds are mid-level clouds that appear as gray, puffy masses. They can appear in a range of shapes, which makes them great for cloud watching. If you see altocumulus clouds on a warm, sticky morning, be prepared to see thunderstorms in the late afternoon. Stratus clouds are uniform, grayish clouds that often cover the entire sky. These clouds can cause a light, misty rain. They resemble a fog that doesn't quite reach the ground. Nimbostratus clouds form a dark, wet-looking, uniform cloud layer that usually produce continuously falling rain or snow, but no lightning or thunder. Cumulonimbus clouds are the thunderstorm clouds. They are associated with heavy rain, snow, hail, lightning, and even tornadoes. When clouds are a part of a thunderstorm, they usually travel around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Cumulonimbus is the only cloud that can produce hail, thunder, and lightning. Now, let's recap on our cloud types. Our highest cloud type are the cirrus clouds, followed by the alto cloud types, and the lowest being our stratus type, with our cumulus clouds having vertical growth. Now, let's do a simple experiment to actually create our own clouds. Now, you can do this experiment by following along at home. You will need a jar, a lid, some warm water, a match, and some ice cubes. Let's gather our materials now and start our experiment.
Alright, so for our experiment over here again, we've got our jar filled with warm water. You don't want hot water because you don't want the water to fog up the inside of your jar, but you still want it to be nice and warm. So you've got your jar, and you need a lid to that jar too. We've got a cup of ice, and then we have our matches. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to make some evaporated water condense condense, cool, and form a cloud inside our jar. Now, make sure you have an adult help you with the part with matches because we want to make sure that we're not hurting our little fingers. So, you are going to take your cup of warm water, pull off the lid, and set it right aside. Now, you are going to strike the match and hold the match while it's lit inside the jar for about 2 to 3 seconds before you drop it in. And this is the part you want to make sure an adult helps you or does for you. And there for a couple seconds, and then we drop it. Our lid goes right on immediately. And we take our ice and put it right on top. Take a couple seconds, so have some patience, but you'll notice that you'll start to see a cloud form inside the jar. And again, what's happening here is all of that water vapor is cooling down very, very quickly and condensing together to create this cloud formation. This is a great experiment that you can do at home. It takes about 2 minutes. Again, have an adult help you with the matches and have fun. And if you do this experiment, take a video of it or pictures and tag us in it at the River Center so that we can see all of the fun experimentations you guys are doing at home.
Thank you for joining us again with Science with Sam today, and hopefully we'll see you real soon.